wig on the dance floor. She had 2-3 drinks, now she twerking. She throw it out and come back in. That's my best friend. She a real bad bitch, drive her own car. She don't need no lift in a strip club. No, my girl gon' tip. Now she twerking, she throw it out and come back in. Best friend, you the baddest and you know it. Uh-oh, girl, I think our booty growing. Fuck it up in the mirror, hit them poses. Best friends and you motherfucking glowing. Best friends and your wrist is like it's frozen. Uh-oh, girl, I think our booty growing. Fuck it up in the mirror, hit them poses. Best friend, you my motherfucking soulmate.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Selina and Crystal Have Friends. We have friends. I'm Crystal Shayna.
I'm Selina Ringel, and...
Hi, I'm Roscoe Mosina Brandon.
Oh.
And welcome to our show. Do we have a hot topic for today, just to start off?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sha'Carri Richardson is not going to be competing in the Tokyo Olympics. That's a big thing because she just destroyed the 100 meter.
Wow.
Like she's
That is
for sure would have won gold.
for viewers. And I say viewers, I just asked you like 2 minutes ago what the story was about. What can you describe the story for those of you who don't know what the story in fact is?
She was allegedly in Colorado and had just found out that her biological mother had passed. And so to take the edge off of those emotions, she smoked a little weed. And she knows, like she publicly talked about it. She was like, I know I wasn't supposed to do it. Obviously, if you're an Olympian, you're being held to Olympic standards, which is
It's zero drug policy.
drug.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like, how is pot enhancing? It's not enhancing. It's not like.
It's not at all.
In fact, it dehances. I think. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, and so that does go into like basically because it wasn't like steroids or enhancing you. It's a shorter sentence. It's like a shorter, like it's not like she's going to jail, but you can
lose your.
Like it's not
What
as
about
bad
like
as
alcohol?
a
You're
couple months.
allowed to have a drink when you're not.
You see,
right?
that is
Because
bullshit to me.
That's
Total bullshit to me. That's the worst drug.
No, but that should be treated the same in terms of like, okay, if you're not showing up drunk, let's say you do your job, okay, and then you go and you have a drink, but you're not showing up drunk, then that's your
but
problem.
that's not
But if
gonna
you're
show
showing
up.
up, that's what I'm saying. But that's kind of what's unfair because it's different.
It
If
is
she
unfair.
showed up high, I agree, 100%. Don't be on drugs while you're doing your job. But like if she's doing
like,
something in her
weeks
downtime,
before.
that has nothing to do with her performance. I don't.
And then
know.
also there's because the whole thing we were talking about the whole thing. Some countries it's legal to have pot and smoke, and then some are not. Well, in some countries it's illegal to drink too. But Ramadan, you know.
Yeah,
Hello.
that's true.
So like, how does that make any sense? That is BS. I don't like it.
I mean,
I don't like it, America.
honestly,
I don't like it.
Everyone just got a pass because we were about to smoke them in the 100 meter. I mean, she's amazing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like, she's incredible.
Wow.
So what's like it's
what's
official.
gonna
She's
happen?
not. She
So
can't
yeah,
do
no,
it.
she's officially not going. And I mean, I think it should be legal everywhere. But it is, as an Olympian, you're like that's like one of those jobs you can't do.
That's the rule.
Yeah.
Like I bartend. Like you're allowed to do drugs while bartending. I think.
That's part of the job.
I don't do drugs while bartending, but
Part
I'm
of
pretty
the
sure
job
most
description.
bartenders do. There's certain jobs you can totally.
Well, my job
do
doesn't
that.
tell me explicitly you can't do drugs. I'm assuming
Yeah.
I can't do drugs
Yeah,
while I'm on the
exactly,
job.
yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, while you're on the job, but that's the thing is there's a difference too. I mean, not to say like I think obviously you shouldn't do drugs if you don't need to do drugs, but like I just think that there's a difference between showing up intoxicated and then doing something in your own time that doesn't affect the job. So like you said, like even the steroids, that affects the job because now you're not being fair.
Yeah.
The competition has been rigged because you have
You could make,
you know what I mean?
You could make an argument that cannabis, like if you have really high nerves, right? Like Olympians, right? Think about it. If Olympians were able to like hit a vape right before they had to, do a triple, quadruple somersault thing.
Yeah.
That's
know,
fun.
like,
I
maybe
can't
they
even
would be
drive
able to,
while
like,
high.
they would be maybe they'd be able to like tone that down and focus a little better. So it is in a way not for a sprinter. I don't think it's helpful.
But
Seems
But
the
I
opposite.
think, I mean, like if you think about that, if you were like freaking out because the weight of the world is on you as an Olympian,
Which it is.
like you're like representing a country, like
Yikes.
if you were able to like toke it up a little bit beforehand, that would be in a you could make the argument that it was a little bit.
get that.
Okay.
Unfair.
I do
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You know?
I still think it's unfair, and we're on your side,
Yeah.
lady.
We're on your
so,
Yeah.
She's
Smoke
like, I
'em
don't know
on.
your name, but I'm on your side.
America, we disapprove, and we'd like you to
Disapprove,
know.
yeah. We want her to run. I'm just, and that's
We want
the
her to
movement
run.
right now is let her run.
Let her run. Oh, hashtag let her run.
Oh,
Is that a
you
real
know, it's
hashtag?
interesting. I think like now these hashtags and like having fans really care about things is a really interesting thing because it's kind of changing the dynamic of how like laws are made and like things are actually changing.
Oh,
both for
yeah.
people. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, the people, the people.
Yes.
All right.
Okay,
So
let's-
speaking of
Okay.
people,
Yeah.
who do we?
Well, people.
Yes,
Okay,
our
our
guest.
our next guest is a very dear friend of ours. His name is Michael Trueblood, and yes, Trueblood is his real last name.
Why Michael?
Oh, did I just say Michael?
Yes, you did. I was like, what?
I
was like, wait a minute.
Different
I
guy.
was
Wait,
like,
cut. Hold
This
on.
is a different person than
Kyle-
our friend that we're bringing on the show. I don't know
Almost
Michael.
had it.
What's funny is that I actually don't know a Michael. So,
You know what's even
because
funnier?
sometimes it's
They're
like,
always like, she's always like, I have to write it down because I'm gonna forget. But like, how did you forget his name?
what's actually more funny is that out of all of our guests, this is my closest friend, which is like.
And you said it with so much confidence. You were like, Michael Trueblood, and you just like owned it. You
But-
didn't even stop for a second.
What's great though is I actually don't have a Michael in my life that I would be thinking about. Like if I was dating a Michael, that would make sense. But I don't even have him.
But it makes sense.
The guy I'm dating's name is Alex. What does it mean? I don't know.
We'll explore
Um,
that later.
So Kyle, who's sitting back there, I love. He's literally my brother. I love this man so much, and his name is Kyle. And actually, my real brother is also named Kyle. So this
true.
name should
Kyle.
come very
Did you get the
natural
last
to me.
name right, at least?
And it's
Is it
Trueblood.
Kyle
She
Trueblood?
did.
Okay,
She did.
cool.
I think I was so excited to talk about your last name too, because it's a very cool last name and it's a real last name. It's not a stage name, Trueblood. And there's a show about vampires that I really love called Trueblood. Anyway, perhaps.
No one's ever gonna forget his name after this intro. Kyle Trueblood. You will forever remember this man's
And now
name.
I'm not relying on my memory for anything,
Everyone
and
else
I
will
shall
remember
read
it.
to you his
Crystal will
plug
not remember.
because clearly I needed some enhancing Olympic drugs. Okay, so a multi-hyphenate, which I love to say, Kyle is a producer, director, actor, and editor. Just did a play called The Understudy, written by Pulitzer Prize-winning Teresa Rebeck, and it was directed by NCIS's casting director, Annie Evitian. Yes, maybe you said it right.
That sounds-
He was in
Find out one day.
many episodes of General Hospital, also starring alongside Nancy Lee Graham. And he just finished a project with Oscar-winning Ruth Carter. And he's in production on his own project called Hurts Good, which is amazing. I've seen sneak peeks, and it's freaking cool. It's a great show. We're really going to dive into that today's episode, which he produced and stars in, which is super cool. And he just debuted on an HBO Max movie written by this lady right here called Single Mother by Choice.
Yes. Yay. Thank you.
Kyle, my dear friend. Michael, come on down.
Come on down, Mikey.
Love you, buddy.
Okay, wait. I saw Ben Affleck once. Okay, I hate being a hater because he does really good work. Okay, as an actor, but he looked like a psycho killer. Like he actually looked like a psycho killer. Like he was very angry and tall, and he had a cap, and it looked like he was not going to look at anyone in the eyes. And when I looked at him, I just thought, oh, psycho killer. And then I thought, oh shit, that's Ben Affleck. And it was a really interesting experience.
You trust him in a dark alley for sure.
Oh no, I would not trust him in a dark alley
Well,
at all.
he's Batman, so
Fucking Batman.
Wait.
Give him a break.
Can I say something? Okay, this is very politically incorrect, but don't you kind of feel like the hashtag #MeToo movement has been like a little lenient with attractive people? Like, I just feel like if
Interesting.
you're very attractive, you've gotten away with a lot more than like, because if you're unattractive, people believe you.
But that's just life.
If you're
It's a
attractive,
factor in
people are like,
life.
oh,
Yeah.
Better if you're a little attractive, and I think that we should give. It is my opinion. I'm very firm on like
Me Too should be taken very seriously.
Yes, of course.
That is-
I agree with that.
And attractive people will always just like kind of be a little ahead in life. I think that's just sometimes happens.
But I'm just saying, like, isn't it a little unfair that if I'm like, I was raped by James Franco, people are like, were you? Because I kind of feel like you wanted it. You know what I mean? Like, he's just a very attractive man. Like, I just don't know if I'm like, I was raped by Harvey Weinstein, everyone's like, a fucking pig. That's disgusting. You know what I mean?
That's interesting. That's interesting to think about. Yeah.
I mean, I see what you're saying.
Like if everyone else thinks that you wouldn't sleep with them, then it was definitely rape.
Yes.
But like if it's like
Yeah, but people
80% of the people are like, well, it's an
notice-
attractive guy.
Yeah.
Like, did you hate it?
Yeah,
But, you know,
exactly.
people
That's-
want different things. Or people want money. People sleep with each other for money, for power, for whatever. It doesn't have to necessarily be looks.
This is a
I've
complicated
slept with a lot of
topic.
different kind of guys. Not all of them are very hot. I'm just saying right now.
Well, some are not, some are not.
I think we can all join that boat. We
I'm
can all
glad
hop
we
in that
know
boat.
now.
Because I was into their personality / other
Right.
things.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
So-
No, okay.
I'm just saying. This is a
Anyway,
wide
I
variety.
am not
Interesting.
diminishing the movement at all. I am just saying that there's
should
definitely
never.
there is definitely something to be said about just, you know, when you look at the two people involved, I think there are just some judgments, unfortunately, about the truth based on that.
But let's not diminish. Like we always should believe what women say. That is my.
Oh,
my
facts.
opinion.
Yes, I agree with that too.
But also, cute people will just end up moving forward faster. That's just how it goes. And like, when I have kids, I always think about this. When my kid goes to high school, are you joking? No, when I have kids, I'm sorry. I don't know if this is like bad for the, but like I'm gonna make sure they look so cute and good.
How
Like, in
are you
high
gonna
school. I
make
don't
sure?
know. I'm just gonna,
It's genetic. I just had a kid. You can't make sure it fucking come out of your vagina and they look a certain way.
if they come out of my vagina, it's gonna look really fucking good. But A, but B, but I'm gonna make sure they like are dressed cute, their hair is done, like they have makeup, and they're gonna be like, Mom, thanks. Like you made my high school experience a lot better. Thank you. That's what I think is gonna happen. I don't know.
Care about your kids, ladies and gentlemen. Just care about your kids.
Because she's gonna put makeup on.
I don't put makeup on when I was really young. Look how good I turned out. We're doing great, am I right?
Doing great, yeah.
Am I right or am I right? I don't
Yeah.
know.
So speaking of kids, Kyle, do you want kids?
Oh yeah.
You do.
I want a team of them.
Okay,
yeah.
so first
A
of all,
team.
Los
Yeah.
Angeles.
True.
This is the first single man I've ever met who says yes to the question. So you should all be fucking pinging him right now.
Well, yeah.
I just want families, but some people, yeah, it's just they're like, well, I'm too young, or I'm this, or I haven't made my money, or I haven't like.
Yeah, in LA, it's tough because a lot of people come here for superficial reasons. Like they want attention, they want cars, they want money. There's not like a lot of places in the world people come just for the materialistic or the superficial reasons. So therefore, a lot of guys I think are just pretty shallow here. And
Shallow as hell, I tell you.
And we are not those. No one here wants attention. I mean, we're just.
right. I mean, it's as like
We're
an actor.
not here for that reason.
As an actor, it's kind of tough because it's like you say you're an actor to someone and they're like, oh, so you want attention. It's like, well, a lot of actors just like to tell good stories. They don't necessarily want the attention. Like I
That's true.
ran into Jonah Hill. I've never seen someone not want attention more in his life. Like,
Oh. Why? What do you do?
I was. I'm not gonna say the place I was at because I don't want to dime him out for like one of his maybe favorite places. Who knows? But
That's so nice of you.
yeah, thank you. I mean, because like there's gonna be a billion people listening to this podcast. You know what I mean? So just I don't want to out them.
Are.
There are. I wasn't being sarcastic.
No, we know.
Okay, good. No, it's just I at the bar ordered a drink, looked to my left, and he caught my eye, and I was like, holy shit, that's Jonah Hill, and like I wasn't planning on going over and saying anything to him, but I mean, I don't know if the listeners can like see me, but like he saw me see him and immediately thought I was gonna like approach him. If you've seen that like video with Leonardo teasing him, where he runs up like a fan and like teases Jonah Hill.
I never saw that.
You've never seen this?
Love Leo.
It's
Love
circling
Leo.
the internet.
Love him.
It's so great.
Very nice.
Leo runs up to Jonah and pretends he's a fan, and Jonah like freaks out, and he realizes it's Leo, and he relaxes. But like apparently, it seems like Jonah has like a thing about it. So anyway, he just like ran out of there, and I was like, holy crap! Like he didn't want attention at all. It was like my first 6 months in LA. So
It
it
was
was
like those people with the hats, and they're like,
the Yankee hats and the low.
I'm wearing
Yeah,
a
yeah.
hat, and I'm in LA. You know.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So how much physical pain would
Yeah.
you be willing to take
Right.
to have a child?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a great question because we can curse on this
for all
podcast, right?
Because like
I
you know,
have
I have an ex. she had a good way of putting it. Like we would get into verbal quarrels during that time of the month,
Hopefully
I would point it out. Yeah, right. But like a quarrel sounds so aggressive, so I had to point out it
I
was
feel
verbal.
like it's less aggressive than a fight, a quarrel.
That's true, but a
Yeah.
quarrel still sounds like a bit aggressive.
It's like a little baby thing.
That's true. That's true.
A
Yeah,
quarrel.
so a quarrel, exactly. But I was pointing out that it was around, that time of the month. We've been together for a year. I know when it is. I was wondering why she was like getting caught off guard by it, and she was like, "Hey, Kai, when did you ever bleed from your dick?" And I was like, that was crude at first, but then I had to sit and think about it, and I was like, I never, ever, ever. I mean, if I ever did, I would rush to the hospital.
Of course not. That's a medical problem.
That's a medical.
No, but what I'm saying is that's a good thing to think about.
No,
That's
seriously.
a good thing about- so,
No,
like,
it's a good thing to
would
like
you-
put in perspective.
Would you be willing to
Like-
get your dick ripped in half
Right.
in order to have a child?
But it happens
No,
though. I know.
because-
You know what?
No,
Our
seriously.
vaginas get ripped in
Well,
half,
so
that's
my
what
high
happens.
school, I went to a public high school. It was a great high school, but I went to a public high school, and they actually in sex ed showed us a birth, so I do know what it looks like.
Yeah. So
And-
how do you feel about that experience?
I feel like women have to be the strongest humans on
are,
earth
yeah.
in a sense. Like the pain threshold is just actually there's another thing circling around on the internet. I don't know why I'm like this, but I know. There's a little tester you can buy that simulates the pains of cramps.
Oh.
And they put them on guys and see.
Oh, I've seen this.
You've seen
and
this.
it's like
Yeah.
the thing that like makes you have a six pack. Like,
yeah,
like
and it like
this.
shocks
But
you.
it like cramps you up.
It cramps you up.
It's the real deal.
It feels like it, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I used to cast commercials for this product actually.
That's so funny.
As a casting director, and the models would put it on.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, because I need to see your reaction. And like all the girls, fucking took it like a champ. They were like,
Yeah,
"Well,
they're not moving."
doing it." And the guys, these guys have like 8-packs, and they were like, "Bleh,"
Yeah.
like, on the floor. And I was
Immobilized.
like, dude,
Yeah.
you need to like fucking man up. Like,
No, seriously.
geez, it's a
I
product,
think,
first of all.
and it's kind of like there's a lot of theories against this, but it's like how can you measure your pain threshold versus someone else's until you experience the exact same thing?
What about a paper cut
Yeah,
to the tip of your penis? Would you be willing to take that?
I would
or
rather
have a
chop
child?
off a toe.
Oh God, would you want a paper cut to your clit?
No, I'm just saying. I had a C-section. I got cut in half. Like, I'm just wondering
The
what
things
you'd be
that
willing
women-
to go through if you really want to fucking kill
No, for sure. I didn't know it was gonna be like the Gestapo of like male versus female of like, listen, admit it right now on public air, who's got the higher pain threshold, and I'll say it right now, women easily. I mean, that's no question. That's no question. I mean, I don't really know how you
That
like
is
even
about it.
debate that.
Nothing feels good.
Like I said, coming back to the X, like if until a guy, and I'll say this actually, I'm gonna get a little political for just 2 seconds. I'm not sure why men are able to make laws on that.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm not sure how that's
Why?
possible.
Bubbling,
That
especially
makes
if
no
they're
sense.
all like 65
Just as a matter
and
of,
up and, like,
I mean, we get all
Caucasian.
technical on who makes laws about everything, but not that. I'll just put that
It
out
would
there.
make perfect sense that doesn't happen.
You have no idea what it feels like, so
I
you
agree.
can't really make the law
How
for
dare
it,
you?
can
Yes,
you?
how
I mean, on a
dare
human level. But anyway,
Cheers to that.
Agreed.
Cheers.
Agreed.
A sensible man, ladies.
cheers.
A very sensible.
I'm not really pining for anything. That's just common sense. Seriously, it's not like I'm.
And are
looking for
you
something.
talking about kids on your? So I wrestle with this as I'm dating. How soon I want kids
Yeah.
eventually,
Yeah.
and how soon after this discussion, I don't know, but I eventually do want children, and how soon are we bringing it up in the conversation when you're dating? It's like I don't want to scare them, but also I don't want to waste my time. But
Yeah.
also, what
Yeah.
do? You want kids? Like,
Yeah.
where are you? I guess easier.
Yeah, it's a little easier for me because honestly, time isn't as much of a factor. So like, I'm on the date and I'm kind of just feeling out whether, like, how she's feeling about it. But yeah, it's been like on a case by case basis. Some I've never spoken to about it.
I have a
spoken with
question.
about it. Yeah.
A reverse question. Have you ever been on a date and thought, she probably is getting very close to needing kids? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
So, but
But
has
I
that
don't.
attracted you?
It's not an
or-
aversion. No, it's not
and
an
has
aversion.
But has it been a
guys
plus?
come
or-
up and say that.
I mean,
Like,
it depends on what the guy wants. Like for me, I'm looking for a family. So like, if I see a woman that's like close to wanting kids, it's almost like an easy tell. It's like, oh sweet, like I don't even have to ask her this question because I probably
She's
know.
35 plus.
Yeah, she's 35 plus. Like I'm like, odds are she probably wants kids. Some don't.
That's true.
It's almost
It
like I
is
shouldn't
LA.
judge her.
That's
Yeah, some. Yeah.
if you don't want them, don't have them.
Yeah,
I
and don't
agree
have.
with
Yeah,
that.
1,000%.
Please.
1,000%.
Not on
Don't have the kids you don't want.
Can't do it all.
I've been on first dates where we weren't really like, oh my god, we're so into each other, but we did discuss like if we wanted kids or not, and it was on a legitimate basis of just like, let's not waste each other's time. What do you want in the relationship?
So, quick question for Roscoe. Do you... Roscoe, would you like some kids, and what kind of physical pain are you willing to go through to have them?
Ask him the penis question. Ask the penis question.
Yeah, start with the penis question. All the hard ones.
I'd like to know the answer to the penis question.
Yeah.
I would say if I was in a committed relationship and I really wanted to have kids and my significant other was like, yo, I'll pop out a child for you. However, in exchange, you have to paper cut your dick.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, all right.
Wow.
Fair enough. Like, fair enough. Like,
It is
like,
fair.
Because
It is fair.
If we decided,
You out of your mind?
and I was like, and I decided, I'm like, you know what? I want this woman to go through the pain of childbirth.
And she wants you to
her enough
cut your dick. Yeah.
to
This is my nightmare.
We love Roscoe. We love Roscoe.
She'd be going through that pain for us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, and she was like, babe, like, I love you. I'm gonna pop out your kid, but like, you gotta cut your dick.
Yeah.
I'd be like, guess I'm cutting my dick.
Yeah, it sounds
Wow.
fair.
It happened once to me before.
Sounds
I don't remember it. I was
Wow.
really young. But I mean, like, what's the second circumcision, right? Like.
Oh, I thought you were like running around naked with paper in your hand or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, when did this?
Stacks of paper just hanging off the edges of
What about
tables.
wait? I want to know how my husband feels about this. He doesn't have to be on camera if he doesn't want to, but he is definitely the
He's the
person
cameraman,
filming
by
She's
the
been
way.
planning
this
this.
podcast.
She's been planning this
So-
for 2 days.
No cut.
No cut on the penis, says my husband. Great.
I'm with
Thanks,
you.
babe.
I'm with your husband. I'm with your husband on that one.
Honestly, I thought of a
No
cut
cut.
penis. Is not.
Cut on the penis is like that's a tough one. I mean,
I'm also not trying to have a
I mean, I will come back to the original idea of the fact that they don't know what that feels like either. I don't think anyone does. So I don't know.
No.
Okay, we can
Tough
go.
one.
We can go back to a lighter topic. if
It's
we
a tough
want.
one.
Okay. Tell us more. Okay, so Kyle and I.
Happy Friday, everyone.
No, I want to veer from cut penises for a second, just for a split second, just a tiny second, though.
Deal.
Really.
2 seconds.
I would love to revisit it though, but before that, okay. So
Yeah.
we did Hinge together,
Yeah, that's right.
and
That's right.
I think I became quite the champion of Hinge. I actually think I
Yeah.
got to know the drill,
You did.
and
How many dates did you go on through Hinge?
I would say.
You don't have to answer that.
Oh, that was good.
I love you too
That
much
was
to
good. I
let
knew
you
everyone had the
answer.
same experience at the same time. Like she went, and we were like, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot.
No.
That's a lot.
Actually, I think it's small enough that I could count.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was like a tedious, like I was really into like weeding out, and he really helped me with, I'm very awkward at texting.
I don't think so. I think you're just really good with emojis. Yeah.
I was told by one of the guys
think that
that
says
I
the same
sound like
thing.
no, he said I sound like a kindergarten teacher.
And I like that.
That's not a nice
about
person.
you.
Like a squirrel and a dolphin and a heart, and I was like, we should go to the beach. Like, he was like, what?
I like that about you, and I
Yeah,
feel
like-
the same. I
Yeah.
love the squirrel emoji.
Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
text how I talk, which is very animated, which
Yes.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is
But if
wonderful.
you don't know me, I sound borderline spectrum on the spectrum. for sure. There's no helping me. So. But how are your dates? So we would we would meet up sporadically, and we're talking, and,
Right.
and you had some good ones, some bad ones, some other ones. We have some
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. I mean, there's good ones. There's bad ones. There's neutral ones. There's amazing ones.
How many did you go on? You went on.
Well,
Quite a few
yeah.
more than me,
I've been
actually.
single for like, God, almost 2 years now. So
Okay.
yeah, there's been plenty of dates. Yeah, and like Hinge. Shout out to Hinge.
Hinge, I will say, is single people during the pandemic.
Oh.
Honestly, I'm a very outgoing person, as awkward as I am, and so are you. And this was like not really something that I thought I would ever need or want, but hell yes.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah,
yes.
for sure. It was.
Why
it
do
was
you
a weird
guys
time.
like Hinge the best?
I married my husband before the dating apps came out, literally before Tinder.
Yeah.
I've been with him for 9 years, which makes me sound really fucking old, but actually I'm very young. So I just want to clarify.
Younger than everyone in this room.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am actually the youngest person in the room.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify. Anyway, but the point is that I don't know the difference between all the apps, and I'm curious. Like, what do you guys think is the difference, and like, why is one better than another?
You just
Well,
told me to get Hinge, so
I did. I told you to get Hinge because, well, sorry Tinder, sorry Bumble, but
Well, Tinder's for having sex. And
right, Tinder is
kind
for.
I would say stupid. I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's for a more. How should I say? Not.
It's just.
I don't want to say the word. Yeah, it's just for
want a
hooking
fuck
up.
buddy?
Exactly.
Go
You want a fuck buddy? You're like at the precipice of like, I don't want to like go that route, and like you just go on Tinder, whatever. Bumble puts a little too much pressure on the women. They have to say something first. It's not that conducive. And then Hinge shows you who likes you right off rip. And that's other apps make you pay for it. So I think in like just preparing yourself to meet someone, it's different when you're like swiping incessantly and all of a sudden you match with someone and you're like, oh, they are a good match or they're not a good match. And like, but I already swiped left or right. And with Hinge, you can see the person, check out their profile and be like, oh, I will match with this person or I won't match with this person.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like it gives you that stepping stone first. So you're not like thrust into something where someone's texting you 8 times a day.
Have
Yeah.
you tested out the other apps? I have to say, like, my opinion is so limited because I have only tried Hinge,
Yeah.
and Hinge did
That's
not pay
it?
us to do
Yeah.
any of this. It's the only
That's
one I
all
ever
you've
tried.
tried?
No,
I was into it. Thank
I
you.
dated someone for a year and a half off Tinder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What
yeah.
is this one? Everyone's talking about this one. And there's the followers, and then you have to be accepted.
Oh.
What is it called?
Oh.
Oh, Raya.
Raya.
Yeah.
Roscoe, tell us a little bit about Raya, please.
Let's swing around on Roscoe. Roscoe Raya.
It's really funny. It's really funny. It's like a lot of influencers and a lot of people who don't work. And I actually haven't had much success on it. And
You're on it?
I'm on it, yeah.
Look at
yeah.
you.
And,
I feel very special. I hear it's very hard to be on Raya.
It's not, you know.
And
it's
I'm in the
not-
presence of
It's not gonna be
someone.
Bumble.
I thought it was gonna be like I'm only matching with A-list celebrities.
And?
I'm not matching with A-list.
Are they B-list? Are they C-list?
No.
Like,
They're
look,
not
like,
celebrities.
Like way down in the alphabet. Like keep going further in the alphabet.
Our friend, maybe I won't mention her name. She is on Ryan. She just matched with Coach from that show, New Girl, and he's so cute, hot as hell.
No, there's great. I mean,
Right? He's
there's
like-
definitely some potential there. I just think that like I haven't matched because I haven't done like a yacht drop or like a I'm gonna fly you to the Bahamas.
Oh, wait. You could do a yacht drop.
No,
Can
I'm
you
just saying
explain
like I
that?
haven't
Oh.
been like, hey, you're really cool. Do you want
Right.
to come on my super yacht Wednesday?
You should
'Cause
say
I'm
it
like-
as a test and see
Because
what
I'm like,
happens.
I'm vaccinated. It's a different, it's a different approach.
Yeah, but I feel like you should just say that to see what happens. Like, choose 10 girls and be like, hey, you want to go on my yacht?
You're-
And then if they answer, be like, just kidding, want to grab a drink?
So your advice is just catfishing? Is that's your dating? Your dating advice is like, you know what? Say you're 7 feet tall too. They'll love that. Like absolutely.
I guess I'm clearly not doing my dating right.
No.
No, and there's actually I have some very good tips. And so Kyle and I have we have a best girlfriend, and she gave me some of the best tips, and I want to share with you guys because I just feel like they're very important. For example, one, actually I have 2 dating stories of hers, mind you.
Who?
So a good friend.
I know who. Okay.
So she says you have to always make sure that they are smiling with teeth in the photos, and here's why.
Interesting.
She said she showed up on a date once. She was texting, they're having a
Right.
great conversation. Maybe they had a phone call, they had a great conversation. The guy is hot as hell, he's smiling with no teeth in all of his photos. And then she goes on this date,
Smiling with
and he
no
sits
teeth.
down, she sits down, he
Like
smiles,
closed
and he's
mouth.
missing this tooth. He's missing the tooth next to the front 2 teeth. She said she got up, she walked out. That's what
Did she really?
Well, you know she would do.
She would.
I
She
know
would.
what we're
She
talking
would.
about, and she would
Yeah.
100%
No,
do
no,
it.
and then, okay, so here's another thing.
That's a whole other
Always,
topic.
so what I always did, especially for weeding out, always make sure that you have a phone call or a video call with this person. And here's
Oh,
why.
you're one of those? Oh no.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, I run from
First of all,
those.
Don't waste my goddamn time.
Okay,
First of all,
okay.
Because
So our friend, dear friend, bless her heart, she went on a date and
Sure.
I mean, they're having like texting conversations and they're, I mean, like for weeks and it's so good. They sit down, he's super cute. He opens up, goes, "Hi, I'm Jared." Like this guy. Do you remember?
Yes,
telling
I
the
do
story?
remember that. He
What a nightmare.
was like a 6'2" man and opened his mouth and it was like as if like a 5-year-old was speaking. It was wild. It was wild.
I feel like I would think that's cute.
Yeah, I mean,
think
listen, there's a girl out there for the guy.
5-year-olds
For
are
sure.
cute.
Can't date one.
Yeah, I love that.
If
It's
I
the
was
mom
a guy and I
speaking.
did that to you.
Yeah.
You tell me. You wouldn't go to the
You
bathroom.
know what
and
though?
walk out the
I feel like in the pandemic,
Yeah.
people with fucked up teeth are winning because we're all wearing a
Interesting.
mask, right? Just like think
Oh,
about like
sure.
how successful are you in life
Right.
with fucked up teeth?
For 1 year.
Just like, and then
Got a
all
year,
of a
you got 1 year.
sudden.
You got 1 year to wipe
You
up.
have like you got like 6 more months.
This is your
and then
chance.
Life's gonna get real hard
This is
for you
your-
again.
this
I
is your
don't know
fucking
what to
chance.
say.
Make the fucking most of it.
I guess that goes for just all people that need to cover most of their face. Like you're winning this year, I guess. Right?
I guess
Like,
so. Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
Just cover your face up. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think you just keep it going. Like if you have really bad teeth, you just go with like, oh, post pandemic, I always wear a mask now. And you just keep winning.
I'm not vaxxed. I'm just being safe.
Yeah, I'm really safe.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
you
yeah,
go.
Yeah, yeah.
It's smart.
I can see that. I can see that.
How is shooting in the pandemic? So now you're shooting your new show, and are you guys wearing masks on set every day?
Yeah.
Because I've seen photos of sets and it looks
It's, you know, actually, I said this to a few sets. I've done about 4 shoots during the pandemic, and
Damn.
yeah, some.
Are we safe? God,
Not
I'm
to,
joking.
no, seriously, and you know what? They
I'm
weren't
fully
little.
vaxxed.
Like there were some Oscar winners on set. There were some big guys on set.
okay, yeah.
And actually, I said this, and a lot of people agreed. It actually is making us a little bit more regimented. Like the AD doesn't have such a hard job now, and the AD for people who aren't in the industry, like schedules the shoot. But like because you have to wear a mask, and we have to like be only, we have a limited time. We can be in this location because of COVID, or it's just the precautions and the standard procedure that we now have to have. Everyone has to be 6 feet, or like only these people can touch this, and it just made everything a bit more organized, actually.
Well,
Okay.
let me tell
Yeah.
you something from a producer's perspective.
Yeah.
It also made everything 30% more expensive.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
glad you
yeah.
feel good.
It's true. It's true. That's true. I mean, it was.
No, I mean most sets were. We're closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the insurances. Yeah.
Insurances.
We know.
Yeah. Luckily, I did produce a few things, but we were lucky enough to just it was guerrilla, so.
I remember in the beginning too, because I was casting a bunch of commercials and they were like, okay, we're not really allowed to have our actors or our models be more than, like, they have to be
Yeah.
3 feet away. So it was just like over the shoulder shots of everyone and no one could really kiss. And it was like just
Right.
real awkward. And then that was like going to be the feature film. We were like, what?
We did get lucky because we were like about 2 months. The one where we had, the last one I did was 25 person cast and crew.
Oh, wow.
That one we got lucky about because it was about a month and a half into vaccinations. So, I mean, we had everyone get tested.
nice.
Everyone still got tested to show up to set. But there was
Every day?
Yeah, every day. But there was, we had like a 2-day break. So, like, you can get tested 2 days, and the 3rd day, get tested again, just show us again. Yeah.
Okay.
But we also lucked out because a lot of these actors that I work with are like, and I find this a lot, they were just like so hardworking that they were like, their jobs were testing them anyway. Like every single person
Their
on set.
jobs, like, what were their other jobs?
Yeah,
like
like
their second job,
like
like-
one of the principals is a hardcore best boy key grip.
Oh, okay.
And his job tests him every 3 days. The other guy is like working for Apple just as like a side job because he's like an aspiring actor, but he's good. He's great. And so I just, asked him to come on set, but his job tests him as well. So they were like, I was like, oh, don't want to be a stickler, but like we do need tests. And they were like, oh, no problem. And they were sending them to me like every 2 days. And so director was pretty good. And yeah, it was, again, it just makes everyone a bit more regimented and
It
organized.
does, but doesn't
Yeah.
it, like, okay, I feel like during the pandemic, it was very hard for me. I was pregnant, so anyway, I was pregnant at the pandemic.
Probably plug.
Anyway,
There's a movie
it
about
was-
that, by the way.
Yes, there is, and I star in it, and it's my real pregnancy, and I produced it real time. It is coming out soon.
It's
Anyway,
good.
And it's good as hell.
It's
Thank
good.
you.
So, but separate from that, though, I felt like such an asshole because I felt like I wanted to see all my friends, but I also had to ask them to get tested to see me.
Yeah.
And I know you both remember that because
Yeah.
I asked you both to
I
do
think
that.
I think I saw you through a screen for about 7 months.
I got tested for you. I love you.
Yeah.
No, I'm a needle phobe, so. And we got tested we were in Mexico.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I never did the nose test. One time I did the nose test. And also her child, their newborn child, I was the only one that cried. I feel like everyone was like real calm. Like, no, it's like going in my nose. And I was crying and you guys were just like, what the fuck? You know what actually happened to me? So this is really crazy. So while I'm delivering my baby, like literally in full labor, I get COVID tested, okay, because I have a fucking baby during the pandemic. And I swear to God, I have the biggest nosebleed of my, like I look like
that's
a
right. I remember Dan telling me
multiple
this.
murderer. Like my entire just blood, like
Yeah.
because they stuck
They
the
push it too
and
far
I'm
up, yeah.
vomiting blood. Okay, and before
Oh my God.
all of this happened, my husband had actually, so he was like very much freaking out about everything.
Yeah.
Granted, we were in a pandemic while I was pregnant. Okay, so I was like, I looked at him. He's filming this right now. So okay, anyway, so he was like freaking out about everything, and I remember before I went into delivery, I was like, babe, I was like, no matter what happens, I need to look in your eyes and feel calm. Just feel total calm. If I look at you and you are freaking out, I am gonna freak the fuck out. I'm gonna think I'm dying.
That's
like
true.
you need to be motherfucking Buddha, Zen, like whatever you need to channel when I'm delivering this baby.
Dan is this way though, actually. The,
Well,
like, chillest dude.
That's like one of his best qualities.
Well, it's interesting you guys say that. Anyway, so the point is that
The visuals got to be insane, no?
Anyway, we get to the delivery room, and I swear to God, the first thing that happens is I get poked up my nose, bleed, and vomit blood.
Sheesh.
And I look at my husband, and he goes, great, everything's great, babe. He's like, looking good. You're killing it. And I'm like, is this okay? He's like, so good, babe. I was actually very proud of him.
Yeah,
Did a good job. Good job.
That's why you married him. That's why you married him. Yeah.
You know what?
No, but like there's something to say about that. Like during COVID, having babies and trying to act, those are things that most of the country thinks is
They're
impossible.
the same thing, by the way. Just so you know. Babies and acting.
Not even close. But both of them you think are impossible during COVID was my point.
That's a really great time for both. Yeah.
I had to tie it up because we went from acting to bleeding births.
Me and Crystal do this all the time and never realize that we don't come back.
Yeah,
So we
I'm trying
just,
to
and then
put
we
this
don't
in
go
a
back
bow
anymore.
tie this bad boy up a little bit. Like
Different conversation.
we've gone to a place that we can't come back from.
We literally sometimes go for dinner and then we'll like be like,
72
wait.
conversations.
Right.
But we know how to do we've had conversation 5, then 62, but we go back to 5, then went to 7, then went to 78, but then we
We
go
are,
back to 7
we're
again.
very skilled.
Yeah,
We're very
yeah.
skilled is what I have
The
to
listeners
say about
might need a substance to keep up, but it's good.
Genius.
It's good.
It is
Wait.
called genius.
Tell us more about the show too, because the show is cool as hell. It is so cool.
Oh yeah.
While you were shooting and you were showing me different shots, and it's fun to see behind the scenes. That's really fucking fun.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Tell.
Well, this isn't a plug, but it's a plug, I guess. No, it's a crime thriller, and I actually wanted to. I wrote this on a plane to Vegas 5 months before George Floyd, and the whole point was to rebuild the relationship between cops and the public and in America, because it was just getting very volatile, and I'm not really trying to be the captain of the ship. I'm just trying to make sure the ship is still floating. So I just wanted to make something that kind of brought us all back. We used to revel in the Steven Seagals and the Chuck Norrises and the Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy. There was a thing about cops that we used to love, and now it's and I understand there's issues that we're all upset about, but it's when you're in trouble, I bet. And personally, I'm not to put too much of my personal stuff out there, but I recently had to call the cops on something, and I was very happy they were there.
Do tell.
Tell us.
Well, I'm not sure.
Kyle.
Okay, fine. Well, all right.
All it took.
I know. It's very easy.
Do very well under
this is
pressure,
This is
Kyle.
why I'm a guest on the show.
We're like, Kyle.
They're like, we'll
You're
break
like,
him.
No.
We'll break him.
We're like, please. We're like, okay.
We'll break him.
fine.
He's got juicy stuff. There's no way. No, I'm not gonna give out names or anything, but I was witness to a a breakdown, like a mental breakdown. I'd never seen that before. My mother's a psychologist, and she even said, like, she has her own practice. She treats people like this, but you never see them go through the actual breakdown. They come in after, in the after
like
effect.
Britney Spears style breakdown, or was it like?
It was about like 20 times worse than that. Yeah, it was pretty intense.
If you guys see
intense.
the Britney Spears documentary,
Yeah.
I feel like it makes a lot of sense why she broke down. I'm very pro freeing Britney.
Yeah,
but that's
like,
a different
yeah.
subject.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go back to it.
I honestly,
Y'all are
as far as
very
Britney Spears goes, shout out to Brit because I always loved her since I was like 10 years
yes,
old.
I love her.
But I feel like
love
that moment
Free
for
Britney.
her was just a lucky camera guy because I feel like almost
He wasn't lucky.
Not
he was
against
her guy. He
but-
was her.
Oh, that was her
paparazzi
guy, and he
no, but like he was always on her.
He was always
Oh, yeah,
following.
exactly. So, but I'm just saying that, like, I feel like everyone, not just women, get to that point where you're gonna shave your head and beat the shit out of like someone's car where you were like in love with. You know what I mean? Like we're all pretending like Britney. That's like just Britney, but like there's plenty of you out there. Anywho,
We've all been there.
yeah. Well, honestly, I'm right there because I was just again witness to like a psychotic mental breakdown. But I felt bad for the guy, but I did have to call the cops. Coming back to the original story, I had to call the cops. Cops handled the situation. And that's just what I'm talking about. Like, we all pretend like there's just problems, but there's a lot of things that have already been solved in the world. Like, it's probably the safest time in the history of humanity to be alive. But, the media and, like, certain cell groups aren't acting like it, and it's just really making everything volatile. So I was, like, building the story. And then George Floyd happened. And we were, like, the whole crew was like, well, shit. Like, we were trying to, like, unvilify cops, and then, like, Mr. S, I'll call him, like, leans on Mr. F's nose or leans on his neck, and it all goes to shit, and everyone in the podcast everyone in the web series was just like, dude, this is almost too on the nose, and my parents were like, don't make this anymore. And as an artist, as an artist, I was just like, it was a really it was a cool juxtaposition because it was a point where I was like, certain artists try to distract and certain artists go towards what the world is doing. And there's a difference there. And everyone in my life was like, I mean, the safe route, the fun route is to distract. The passionate and kind of like obsessed route is more of like, this is happening, like, and this speaks to this, and like we can do this, and like if the world sees it, it can do that. And like I think a lot of artists do that, and I just already had it in my possession. Like the story was there to then release for this kind of a thing. So we just went forward with it, and like about 20 to 25 people in the town that are great artists as well flocked to it, and we made it. And it's gonna be sick.
Yeah, it looks good. I've seen sneak peeks and it looks really good. Like,
thanks, Chris.
Really good. No, I'm not just saying because I'm your friend.
She's sweet.
Also, I think like they're all the stories are valid. Like all the points of views are valid. I think that's why we make things, right? It's like there is no.
Right.
I mean, I'm not a big believer in like things obviously are wrong and right and all of that, but there's also always everyone's point of view and whatever happens in whatever situation. Yeah. So I think it's always valid to have as many point of views, because the more point of views we have, the more we understand each other.
Exactly. Precisely.
Totes.
Precisely. I think that was what it was, Selena. It was like I felt like that perspective wasn't coming. We didn't have anything from that perspective, actually. There's no one out there saying like, well, this is the good stuff that cops do that you will count on at some point in your life. Like, who are you gonna call?
Can
Fucking
I also
Ghostbusters?
say, too,
You know what I mean?
that, like, from your point of view too, had maybe been a white writer, do you think
Oh.
like that would have just been like?
I meant to touch on that.
No, like, because,
No, because I'm black. I mean, I will be, and I'm this way. Because I'm black, I was like, well, I can get away with this. I can. It's just the way the world works. I can say this shit. Honestly, I can say this shit. Maybe this is why I'm here. Who knows? But like, I'll tell you what. It was like it felt incumbent in a way, because had a white guy made it, it's not about how I feel, but I felt like the world would have reacted.
Yes.
For instance, not to get political, but like Trump.
Oh, you're getting political.
I know. Trump,
we
but
love
like
it.
but like Trump, for instance, like you've never seen something so politicized, but like we call him racist, but I don't think there's any other politicians that's been in more rap songs than Donald Trump.
He's
like,
in. What do you mean? Like he has been sung about?
You could probably put 10 famous rappers on your fingers and say they spoke about Donald Trump in a song. Yeah, Nelly, like whoever. I don't want to say their names, but like
saying nice things.
very nice things, like aspiring, aspiration, kind of the things about Donald. So
Rap, I guess so.
it's
interesting.
well, again, it's like we get caught up in narratives and we vilify someone. No one can be this gray area. Everyone's either a black or a white area, and I felt
that sells more.
It does sell more.
That's the
Right.
problem. It's like
Right.
everyone just wants to sell.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
exactly,
Kyle's
exactly.
like pretty good person.
Right,
That doesn't
right.
sell.
That doesn't
But if
sell.
I'm like, Kyle's the fucking worst.
Yeah, word.
Like in here, or like Kyle's
clickbait.
incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know,
Or
and
he's
that's
like
all I
a
want to hear.
yeah, or you say like something ridiculous, like he's like a I don't know, sex addict or something. Oh well, clickbait.
I mean,
clickbait,
that's just
clickbait.
true, Kyle.
It's kind of true. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I came
I
first in
don't.
line.
I mean, Kyle, that's a real problem.
Listen, see, they're not gonna know we're joking, and I'm never gonna get another date again. They're like,
He
I heard
wants
this
children,
podcast.
guys. I'm
Sure,
not worried
sure,
about
sure,
you.
sure.
So also he's a sex
Yeah.
and he wants to.
Yes, I feel like women would love
Not
that.
the worst thing in the world. Not the worst thing in the world. No, but like again, coming back to your point, like it's just clickbait, and that's what the media is doing. It's just like, can we just
Something is happening.
Oh, it's our next guest is here.
Oh, that's what happened.
Which is, if I ever made weird eyes, it was about keeping track of that.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so nonetheless, well, thank you for even talking about the show because that comes out when.
It comes right. Yeah, that's your fault, actually, Roy.
That is so much our fault. And he's just gonna be. Can you film other guests?
Can you drive home?
Oh yeah.
Are
I
you
mean, actually, I'm
driving
gonna have the
or
bartender drive me home. No, I'll chill. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill for a while. This is
Wait,
we're in a cozy spot.
I
It's
have
a
a-
fun set. Yeah.
I have a question for
Yeah.
you. So, what is something you really want to tell us that we did not ask you?
That's a good question.
Everyone's getting that.
Oh man, that's a tough question actually. Like, what did I want to talk about?
How about something that you'd maybe want the ladies to know, or you maybe want like a director to know? Those are fun things.
Or maybe you want Roscoe to know it.
I see you back there, Ross. I mean, there was honestly, I think we covered a lot of stuff, like how I felt about cops, how I feel about women, how I feel about the country. Yeah, penis slices and birth.
So like,
We covered
the
that.
penis police.
The show's fun. Oh, you know what I wanted to say actually? Something I would say, but it's like I'm like a really motivational kind of guy. Well, because I'm on this podcast, I'm doing things, and there's self-producing, there's producing, there's like a lot of opportunities and stuff like that. But like, I'm sure like a lot of aspiring actors are gonna listen to this, and don't call yourself aspiring anymore. If you wake up and you read anything about acting, or you click on Actors Access and you submit for something, and you at least read something, and you take a no, you're not aspiring. You're just an actor. Actors get told no. Leo gets told no. Everyone gets told no.
Very true.
I
Okay.
like this. You're
So,
a
like-
fucking actor.
Yeah, you're a
doing
fucking
it.
you're a fucking
Yes,
actor. You
I
don't
love that.
let your friends call you an
Doing it.
aspiring actor. This is probably like one of
doing
my first public platforms, and I always wanted to say this. Like,
Look, Kyle.
your no's are what make you an actor, not your yeses. And that's I'll leave it at
Yeah.
that.
That's the same with like with CEOs. How many times?
Everyone,
they heard no?
dude. Yes.
Success.
Starbucks
Yes,
failed
yes.
242 times before they became like the biggest coffee company in the
Yes.
world. So,
I
Yeah.
literally was saying that I was just being interviewed for a book. I'm just gonna drop that out there because that's true,
is
and I
true.
feel cool about it, so I gotta drop it. Anyway, so I was being interviewed for a book. By the way, Tiffany Haddish was also interviewed for this book. I had to drop that out there too.
Nice,
Anyway,
nice.
so this is true. But
Yeah.
point is that I was actually saying something very similar, which is that
that's so funny.
our
I'm about to
field-
work with Tiffany Haddish. That's so funny.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
she's
amazing. Can you tell
well,
us what?
she's from Eritrea.
Okay.
It's the newest country in the world. It's 30 years old only. They were in like a civil war with Ethiopia, and they want a doc made. So I'm involved in that right now. But I'm sorry to cut you off.
What's
yeah.
her?
Oh.
What are your guys' roles in it? How fun
Mine
it?
is yeah.
Oh, so okay.
Mine is the director. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's so
fun.
cool.
We didn't even put this in your plug. That's
I know.
huge,
There's
too.
a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff
Fuck.
going on. I mean, again,
So-
aspiring actors, the no's are what make you, because
So back to
this is how you
that.
arrive at these things. Yeah.
What I was trying to say was that
Yeah.
that what I said, which is very similar to what you're saying, that I really agree with, is that I actually think the fear of failure
Yeah.
is so much of what stops us
Yes.
from so many things. But what we need to do is like
Calibrate.
Yeah, like what failure means,
Yeah.
because failure is actually not negative, it's positive.
Oh, redefine.
Right? Or like
Sure.
the
Yeah.
redefinition
Yeah,
of
yeah,
failure,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
in order to be successful, you actually must fail.
You must. You have
like
to.
it's
You
not
have to.
like oh, maybe
Right.
I'll fail. No,
Right.
you will 100% fail
Yeah.
a
No,
million
you
times.
have to. That's what
and
success
that
is.
Every single successful person
And
has
I-
failed. So
yeah.
why
Every
are we
single
scared of the failure?
Well-
The failure's not a negative, it's a positive. It means
Right.
that you are closer to the success because you have failed more times, put
Right.
yourself out there
Learning.
more
Right.
times,
Right.
and you're learning more. So
And I want to piggyback off what you said is just because like if you a lot of people think of failure as like getting the no instead of the yes, but if you got the yes, that would be an immediate yes. Like you never failed. You just got the yes. And I don't know a single soul, not one. Talk to a successful person in your life. They'll never tell you the first yes mattered the most. Their last yes mattered the most. After all the no's, the first yes, you don't learn anything, and in fact, you kind of fuck yourself because you don't even know what you did. You don't have any frame of reference if you don't have a no. If you get a yes, I promise you, I think you're lying if you got only yeses and you tell me you know what you're doing.
No, that's true.
I promise
we
you.
know
I agree.
you're lying.
You're lying,
You're lying.
You're lying.
We think you're lying.
sir.
And on that,
And on that aggressive note, we're done here. We're fucking done here.
but also you're lying.
Boom. Yeah. Love you.
Nice.
You're
It's
lying,
a fun
Kyle.
podcast. You're all lying.
You're lying.
Cheers.
Thank you, Roscoe. Making the best drink.
Roscoe, you're fucking
Roscoe
lying.
for the drinks and the motivation.